Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thanks for coming. Thanks for looking amazing. Yes, I just wanted to say a few things here, but allow me, first of all, recognize the presence of our Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Thomas Taebwa. You're most welcome with your wife. We also have with us here the British High Commissioner to Uganda, Lisa Chesney. You're most welcome. We are also honored to have with us here the Netherlands Ambassador to Uganda, Frederike Quespel. I hope I get that right. Of course, we have the Honorary Consul of Norway to Uganda, Mr. Jimmy Mugerwa. You're most welcome. Allow me also to recognize here the presence of the chairman of the board of the Vision Group, Mr. Patrick Ayota, who is also the MD of the NSSF, and the other directors present. I see the top management of the Vision Group. You're most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, our partners, our sponsors, and all of you, I want to welcome you to this evening of jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Vision Group, I'm honored to welcome you to tonight's celebration of talent, resilience, and artistry, Isaiah Katumwa's 30 years of jazz. This evening is more than a concert. It is a tribute to an extraordinary journey, a journey of a man who has poured his soul into his saxophone and has given us decades of unmatched jazz, storytelling, and international representation for Uganda. Of course, again, I want to appreciate the presence of the Deputy Speaker and the other VIPs whom I've recognized. Your presence here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is not only a personal encouragement to Isaiah, but a strong show of support to Uganda's entire creative arts industry. We thank you for honoring the invitation this evening. Tonight's event could not have come to life without the support and partnership of key institutions that believed in this vision. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, at this point to most sincerely appreciate Johnny Walker. Let's appreciate Johnny Walker. Tusker Malt, Coca-Cola, who have added flavor and refreshment to the experience you're going to have this evening. I also want to appreciate the other event partners. Phenon Records, I think we all agree that this setup is amazing. Malembe, MD Branding, and of course the Kampala Serena Hotel that is hosting us, and Mitsubishi Motors, who have been our transport partners. Of course, I must also appreciate the very dedicated team of the Vision Group that has been working behind the scenes to set this up and make sure that we have a great evening today. Please don't worry, it won't be long. I know it's an evening of entertainment, not speeches. However, allow me to say that Isaiah Katumwa is indeed a gift to this country. For 30 years, he has shown us the true essence of consistency, class, and cultural excellence. He has carried the Ugandan flag with pride, performed at international fora. He's mentored many upcoming artists, and I'm sure you'll hear some testimonies this evening from the many he has mentored. And he's shown us all what it means to pursue passion with purpose. We at the Vision Group are proud to walk this journey with him, and this is only the beginning. As we continue shaping Uganda's entertainment and event space, we are introducing new ideas and experiences that blend music, culture, and impact. This concert, ladies and gentlemen, is a strong example of our commitment to innovative, high-quality events that bring together audiences and brands in meaningful ways. To everyone who bought a ticket, a table, posted about this event, told a friend, or simply showed up tonight, we want to say thank you. You are the heartbeat of events like this, and your support makes all the difference. So let us sit back, celebrate, and be inspired. Tonight is about legacy, it's about music, and it's about honoring one of Uganda's finest. Enjoy the show this evening, and let's all jazz tonight.
And on the keyboards is a young man. You may have seen him on the videos. I have mentored, I've been with him for many years. Received him as a young man. He's on the keys. Philbert Asimwe. side, Asimwe on the keys. And on the other side is Enoch Lugumba. Once again for Mr. Lugumba. And on the bass, are you the youngest? Is a young man called Kenny Isaac Tendo. On the bass, let's hear it. And on the percussions, Mr. Robert Chibalama. On the drums, are you the youngest? Yes, our drummer is the youngest, Israel Kumehinda. Okay, let's hear it. Man, I love music. Mr. Shawamamu Shaiga on the lead guitar. Give us a little more. Thank you. Thank you very much for everybody who has been at my concerts for the past. I think my first concert was here in 2007 in December. I'm a very humble person in the way I dress up. Until somebody said, Isaiah, I can dress you a little. So I'm trying out to be a little diva-ish. And I hope I'm doing well. But I want to take a moment also and thank you all for coming. I see very many special people to me. I know friends who have flown in from Cairo, from Nairobi, from Kigali. Anywhere else? Someone is flown in from Uganda. Okay, from Uganda. Thank you for flying all the way to Kampala, Serena. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. My longtime dear friend and fan, who I also had an opportunity to play at his wedding. Thank you so much for coming. Many friends. I hope Juliana enjoyed This Is Me. The CEO of UTV is here. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Because I love Uganda, I make it a point. Thank you, my brother Chiti. You know, I have people I see here that have walked with me for many years. Can you just let me recognize some of them? And today, being a special day, those two people happen to be of Nchima clan. This gentleman, I know he's not he doesn't like to be in the light. But I hope you don't mind Mr. Mugera saying this. He cannot sing. He cannot dance to the beat. But he gave me my first guitar lessons. And he supported me. So today I honor you, Mr. Mugera. Thank you so much for taking a step of faith on me. And today also, as I celebrate 30 years, I hope you don't mind. I think about a woman who opened up the doors when I returned every night, saying, don't mind, you just come home. As a teenager, supporting what I did. And my mother is not here today, but I know I sound like I'm giving a speech of an award I've received. But many times, we ought to thank people when they can see it, when we are alive. You know those speeches when people have gone and everybody is saying all the best things they never told them? So I honor people. I prefer to honor people while they're alive. And I also want to honor two young men who I've walked with today, and they don't know that. They're so special to me. One of them is Samuel Bisaso. Samuel Bisaso was the first producer I worked with when we were sitting on his bed and we recorded our first music. And one of the songs we did was Welcome, the one that I started the show with. We recorded in a bedroom. Very humble. Thank you, Samuel Bisaso, for all the music you support in Uganda. Very top producer. And lastly, Victor Uringtho. Victor Uringtho is a special one because he's the one with whom we wrote My Joy. So I'm not a talker. I know people just like to enjoy. So we're going to enjoy some more music. But again, I thank you so much for coming. It's so special. Special Feelings is a song that features Rachel Namubiru. Kantambule nawe.
fembi sibya nsimbi yene ntandikwayo mukwano omujja labayo bigambo bugamba ina wakomayi naye kimattiza bye bikolwa akabiwa obujulizi. Strengthen the bond we share together, you and I. So the skies are our love forever. So down are these feelings I have for you. Strong, so sweet, passionate, pure. Don't think twice. They were meant for you. So kalame, come on. Masitandane, masiye uda song. So kalame, wami, masitandane. Yeah, Isaiah, take it away. Give it up. So kalame, wami, masitandane, masiye uda song. So kalame, wami, masitandane. Come on, take it away. Watch it. Kangene nawe, mbere nawe, ono muwanguzi yakuba, usabira bulamu bwokka. Kangene nawe, mbere nawe, ono muwanguzi yakuba. Bale bakyala, come on. Saba munnange nnyo. Saba munnange. Ono muwanguzi yakuba, musabira bulamu bwokka. Kangene nawe, mbere nawe, ono muwanguzi yakuba, musabira. So kalame, wami, masitandane, masiye uda songe. Oh, so kalame, wami, masitandane. Take me away. Give it up for us, everybody. Oh, so kalame, masitandane. Let's go. Take me away. Take me away. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
I love that song. Thank you so much. Never great. I'm a big fan. So I hope this song speaks to you. I'm featuring a young man called Birungi Marvin on the trumpet, fantastic trumpeter. And you're going to be hearing from the amazing Handshake, the amazing Dorcas, and Rachel in this song. Enjoy this song. This is Mama Africa. Human Secular love this song.
Mama, it's your time, it's your day. Mama, arise through your pain, poverty, war and diseases. We've had it all, we've seen it all, but now is the moment. I know you were sad, you may be right, but that's not who you are. Mama, you wonder. Mama, you're beauty. For my mama, Africa. Mama, Mulungi. Mama, Muganga.
All alone, you have been lagging behind, locked in fear, poverty, hunger and shame. I wonder why you lay low all the time. Hear me now, Mama, please. Mama, rise. Mama, you're stronger. I know that you're better. That's why I'm calling on my Mama Africa. Yeah, Mama, your beauty.
Umepitia mateso na dhiki nyingi, wana wako tumelia kwa siku mingi, ila umetutunza vema mpaka sasa. Ni wakati wako mama, uinuke.
nakafuna.
in Kampala.
Okay, oh my gosh. Are you having a good time? Yes, no sitting down. So we're gonna have My Joy. But let's have Nsima. Nsima first with these guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everyone! Jonathan Chobe, Joseph Sachs, Michael Kitanda, Happy Mark Langa. Okay. the amazing Happy Chanda, Robert Atuba, Jonathan Trove, and Mark Langa. And then we give you, these are not the only saxophonists in town, but are they amazing? Let's hear it for them and one more time.
I've known him for quite some time. And he's one of those people who ngamba, omusajja alemedde ku mulere, ajuza serena n'omulere, akikola atya. Ffe tukooka tulya mundagu naye gwegamba n'olabira ddala nga substance akyabulamu n'oddayo waka ne bwegalira mu kisenge n'otereeza content. So he's one of the people bendabirako ne ngamba okay akikoze bw'ati akikola bw'ati. Imagine on a Sunday. Ennyonta ya music weekyaliwo. Ennyonta ya music omulungi weeri ate yeeyongera kukula. Abantu abaayagalanga music edda, gw'ataayagalanga edda ssaawa zino wamuuza agamba yii nga nasubwa. So entanda nti ayongera ajjayo abaana ng'abo twala ng'abo bali ku stage abo. Bayongere bajje baana bangi bajje. Industry gye bakoma okujja gye kumugaziwa.
much. I love you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you once again for all the support, for all the love. Thank you so much.
tell you this, you will not believe. In Uganda, jazz was born in a little village where I come from called Nyem. So there is a natural affinity and connection to jazz.
It was born in that village.
In Nyem.
Can I say that right? Nyem nyem.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I was born.
I think we're all on the same page, yes?
No, I'm going to allow that story because I still have money in NSSF which I want to access. So when the MD wants to tell you a tall tale, you just accept.
We say yes, yes,
you
yes.
proceed. Yes. You say, endelea. Let's go forward. Let's go forward.
Well, one of the most beautiful feelings at any show is looking around and seeing a room full of people, right? I mean, we're almost full. And you can feel the anticipation and excitement.
It's not just a room full of people, but people who are anticipating something of sophistication, of caliber, of class, of style. If you go back, I'm gonna take you on memory lane. Remember when Stambire, welcome. Please have a seat. I will come and see you later. The thing is, if you go back to over a quarter of a decade ago, when we worked on radio, you didn't have shows of this magnitude being hosted by local artists. Because
that
as much
absolutely correct.
Isaiah is celebrating 30 years, you must remember that he's homegrown talent. And that is what brings us here, the pride of being associated with the son of a soil who's done so much, not just for himself, but for other artists, and been able to promote them, pick them up, and walk along with them. Now that is amazing. Like, you see, the amazing thing that I did for you, I picked you up and I've walked with you, and now look at where you are. Look at where you are, Crystal.
You know what? I know you have important people here who I will not say anything to put you down. I will not. But hey, it's like that.
It's okay.
Gloves off, eh?
No, how's your table that side there?
Well, I can see my people over here are very excited. Some of them are on their phones. I'm just going to drop in right here. Hello. Hello, lovely lady. I love what you're wearing, can I just say? Let me know. What is your beautiful name?
I'm called Gloria.
And Gloria, are you excited?
Very excited.
When you think Isaiah Katumwa, what comes to mind?
Jazz.
Just the one word? Okay. I think I'll add a little something to that. I'll say contemporary African jazz. But then again, it's also a fusion. And the beauty is, when it comes to Isaiah, he's worked with so many different artists along the way.
Speaking about partnerships and fusion, who amongst the many great names that Isaiah has worked with do you think excites you the most?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Can I give you mine so that I make it harder for you?
There's Hugh Masekela, of course.
Jonathan Butler, hands down,
Really?
any day. That is on repeat.
Mutukudzi.
Oliver,
Do you remember that show? I was actually at that show when he was here in Uganda.
Yes.
Yes. And
Actually-
Miriam Makeba as well.
Actually, it was co-sponsored by Alliance Française. So yes. In fact, I was the MC for that show.
I was the MC. Are you sure about that?
Now we are fighting over the mic, over who is the king or queen of the mic. Please go and say hi to Jimmy there. You cannot not say hello to
You mean
the
your
Mugerwas.
eyesight is that good?
I can see in the dark.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
This man
Jimmy,
just said
I
hello
want to
me in
find
a
out,
very
Jimmy,
interesting way.
what do you love the most about Isaiah Katumwa? Because I know Jimmy is a connoisseur of quality music. And go ahead.
I mean, I had the beauty of seeing Isaiah when he was starting out. And I do remember giving him his first gig, he tells me, when we were opening up the Shell stations. And I've watched him grow, become a celebrity, and we celebrate him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
you see,
Thank you. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you.
so
His first gig? Seriously? Wow.
what was your first gig, come to think of it?
My first gig?
What was your first gig?
I think it was something at Makerere University at the time. I started doing radio when I was in my first year at Makerere University, doing broadcasting, mass communication, majored in broadcasting, and it was actually an event at Africa Hall where I was residing at the time. That was my very first gig.
Did you get paid?
I think I got like maybe a 20K at that time, but I was very happy.
Interesting.
I don't count the ones in school because I never saw a penny for those ones. That was my first gig I was paid.
You see, this is the amazing thing with talent as it develops. And one of the things we're going to find out about Isaiah is that he takes diamonds in the rough, gives them an opportunity to learn, and then throws them out in the world there. And he has a very amazing project. What's it called? Beyond
Music. And that's what happens when we get to know his story and where he comes from, the opportunities that have arisen, not only because of talent. You can have talent. We know so many people that have talent, but they don't make it to the stage we see Isaiah on. It's a combination of hard work, humility, and networking. He makes an impression on every single person that he meets and works with, right from his very first gig.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 16 years ago, my wife and I had an opportunity of being entertained by Isaiah on our wedding. I remember it was a Valentine's Day. Since then, Isaiah has gone on to become Uganda's ambassador to the whole world, showing how talented Ugandans are. And now I want to thank you for coming to congratulate him and to join him for his 30th anniversary.
New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.